Kia ora koutou, welcome HHI Kai Mahi. Ko Caitlin toku ingoa. My name is Caitlin and I do a mix of admin, comms and research at Sustainability Options. But I also manage the knowledge platform and Heartbeat. So this video is all about both those platforms and helping you navigate and get familiar with the content. And if you're new to the Healthy Homes Initiative, then a warm welcome to you on board our waka. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you these platforms on my screen here. So for some context, the Knowledge Platform is a private website that I'm the current administrator for, and it hosts a range of resources for HHI providers, and it provides you access to relevant information, and it also aims to spark inspiration for you as well. Heartbeat, on the other hand, which I'll show you a little bit later, that's an online community where you can connect with other HHI Kai Mahi from across the Motu. And the intention of Heartbeat is to create clear communication pathways between regions. So I'm going to briefly show you both the platforms. So when you first get into the Knowledge Platform, you'll find the homepage here, which at the top, at the moment, there's a Knowledge Platform navigation quiz, which I highly recommend using after you watch this video. So click into the link. You've got a chance to win a Prezi card and a Karcher window vac if you get over 80% in your quiz. And it just helps you to navigate the content and get more familiar with it as well. And it's quite fun as well. There's like a treasure hunt as part of it. So when you're on the home page, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find the link to Heartbeat there as well. And I highly recommend bookmarking both these platforms so that you can come back to them easier in future. So if you go to the top of the home page and you navigate under Home, you'll find a tab called About HHI. And this first tab is just an overview really about the Healthy Homes Initiative to give you a bit of context. So you can scroll through that in your own time. But something that you might find quite helpful is this tab here called HHI Providers. If you give it a second to load, it'll pop up with this map. And this map is a map of all the HHI providers. So you can click into the area. It'll tell you the name of the HHI provider in the area, and there'll be a link to refer to them as well. So if you've got whānau who are referring to you and you know that they're outside your region, you can refer to other organizations this way. So then going back to the top, there's also heaps of tip sheets for whānau that we've compiled here. So if you click into that, you'll see there's a range of topics. So there's reducing heat loss, heating, energy, a whole lot. And this tab here called Assessing, that's got a whole lot of information all about assessing. So it's got key competencies, home performance advisor, the preparation. So like everything from before you go to visit the whānau through to journeying with the whānau through to following up. It's got all that information there, as well as information about what to look for when you're assessing and the concepts and principles behind that. So one page I'd really recommend you dig around in, because there's a lot of information on it, is this one here, Understanding How Houses Work. There's lots of topics here with lots of technical information about like keeping heat in, heating, moisture control. So yeah, I would really recommend looking through that. And then under education, there's also information about coaching and training that's available. So at the moment, there's 2 webinar recordings from Nick at Sustainability Options. So those recordings are there for you to watch in your own time. There's also information about external training that's available, such as like home performance advisor training, tawhatu ora training that's available. There's also workshops and forums, so beyond the webinars that Nick's doing, there's previous workshops that have been done. There's other learning resources, virtual tours, quizzes, webinars, a whole range under this tab. And then under interventions, we've got really how are we helping whānau with deliverables through different collaborators, and what wraparound services we might be able to help whānau with as well. So that's quite good to check out too if you're wondering what more could you do for whānau. And then under legal, we've got updates, but this actually links to Heartbeat. So it's important to know that Heartbeat is where you'll go for any legal updates that are recent, whereas this legal tab here is more long-standing legislation changes. So it's got current standards for rental properties, for healthy home standards. And then under resources, there's a compilation of information like who to go to for each provider. If you want to find someone, you can do that through here. There's also key national contacts for different collaborators. For example, ICA, Safe Kids, MB. There's a range of details in there too. Then under resources, there's also different referral forms, PDFs that you could download from other HHI providers. There's also the Warmer Kiwi Homes eligibility tool that I made. So that can help you quickly figure out whether a whānau is going to be eligible for heating and insulation. There's also whānau videos, like different stories of journeys that whānau have had from different HHI providers. News is in there as well, frequently asked questions, articles, newsletters, evaluation. There's a lot of resources in there. So yeah, I just really encourage you all to check out the navigation quiz so you can get familiar with everything and actually engage with that information. And then moving on to Heartbeat, it's an online community. It's a forum where you can communicate with people. You can post things kind of like you would on Facebook. You can ask questions. You can comment and like or react to what people have posted. You can attach files. You can put GIFs in there. You can do recordings. And when you post, you can also create polls. You can attach links to videos. And so the layout here, I'll just briefly do an overview of where things are. So on the left-hand side, you've got the feed. If you click on feed, that will show you everything from every thread that you are in. So that could include general discussion, updates, questions, training and coaching, and maybe your Te Whatu Ora region, if you've got one already in there. So then on the left-hand side, you can kind of ignore courses and docs because we're not really using those features at the moment. That's more, we're encouraging you to use Knowledge Platform for accessing files and information. So this tool here, Heartbeat, is really just primarily for communicating with other HHI kaimahi. But we are also hosting events in Heartbeat. With Nick doing his training and coaching across the Motu, he's hosted a couple webinars so far. So you can see that we've done 2. So upcoming events will be listed in a Heartbeat and you'll get notified when those are available. You can ignore matchups. Kaimahi space is really where you will be spending most of your time. So if you want to just generally chat with people, that's what this thread is for. Whether it's you just want to share a little neat story about your day of mahi, or you're curious to know what someone thinks about a topic, you can post that in here. Everyone is welcome and encouraged to post. Don't feel whakama. Just if you have a question, ask your question. There's no silly questions. We're just really keen to spark more conversations across the Motu, so we're not all, feeling like we're working in silo, and we can actually collaborate and lean on each other more for, I guess, more cohesive mahi. And then under updates, we've got updates mostly from Te Whatu Ora about funding or legislative change. So this is quite an important one. So it is key that you are getting notifications from Heartbeat and that you're accessing this platform. Then there's also a questions thread. So this is where you would go to ask questions, but also if you want to put it under general discussion, that's also Kapai, that's totally fine. And then there's also training and coaching, which is where I'll be sharing recordings of Nick's work that he's doing, and yeah, anything else that comes about. And there should be, if you're not in there already, reach out to me, but there should be a thread for your Te Whatu Ora region. You can search for content in the search bar at the top. You can start conversations with people through this little icon here. You can create new chat. You can get notifications with this little button over here, the little bell. And you can also have a little cheeky look at who's in the platform by clicking on the icons on the right-hand side. And your icon at the top over here, you can change your settings over there as well. So like if you wanted to update your notifications, you can do that in there. Yeah, so this is Heartbeat. It's all about asking questions and sparking conversation. So yeah, please feel encouraged to use it. And the knowledge platform, as mentioned, that's got a range of resources and information for you to access. So I hope this video was helpful in helping you to get a bit more familiarized with where things are and how to access things.